Shabbat Shalom, Kahalo Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Ba'Hashem Kakodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us this truth. Shabbat Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word of truth and in sincerity. The hopeful elect tabernacle of David. My brother Yashawan with a quick wake up or heads up, Salakia, and a warning. Somebody thought that this was big news, but it's not big news to the men of the Lord who known about this since at least Monday, but I guess it's starting to catch fire. So we'll read Acts 11 and 28. In the King James, and it says, and there stood up one of them named Agabus and signaled, well, start right here. In those days, some of the prophets came from Jerusalem to Antioch, and there stood up one of them named Agabus, and signified by the Spirit that there should be great dearth throughout all the world, right? Which came to pass in the days of Claudius Caesar. Now, what does this word dearth go back to? All right. And predicted through the Spirit that a great famine would sweep across the whole world. This is Berean. Let's get Berean. And one of them named Agabus stood up and predicted through the Spirit that a great famine would sweep across the whole world. All right? And we see that today. This happened during the time of Claudius Caesar, right? In the days of Claudius Caesar. But here we are today, Slovakia. What am I looking for? China. Look at this. All right, this is CNN. Let's see, CNN.com. And Tuesday, November 2nd, which was yesterday, 2021. Oh, look here. Well, let's watch this. They're going to show. Of course, they're going to show a commercial first. So it says China is urging families to stock up on food as supply challenges multiply.
An energy crisis that's causing disruptions across the country. Businesses and residents are being asked to limit their use of electricity as the country faces shortages. And some factories, too, have reportedly been forced to cut production due to the new measures. CNN's Stephen Jung joins us now live from Beijing. Good to see you, Stephen.
Okay,
so how bad is this and what impact?
That's something different. This is the dark winter. So you can see, all right, just by these two things. Photos on social media show widespread power outage in China. So that's what this video is about. But this, China's urging families to stock up on food as supply challenges multiply. Can you see the perfect storm going on over there too? This is in China, so this is going on in the world. All right, so let's read this article. All right. China is telling families to stock up on food and other daily essentials as bad weather, energy shortages, DVOC 19 restrictions threaten to disrupt supplies. So the supply chain, all right? This is dealing with that famine, all right? Where throughout the world? Where did it say? Slovakia. Acts. Was it Acts? A great famine would sweep across the whole world through the Spirit, right? He predicted through the Spirit. He foretold by the Spirit. That's what we're doing, all right? Signified by the Spirit, showed by the Spirit, indicated. What are the men of the Lord doing? We're indicating, prophesied through the Holy Spirit that a severe famine would come on the entire world. All right, now that was the known world back in those days, right? Because the entire Roman world, but this is Rome all over again. All right, this is the revived Roman Empire. All right, this is talking about now that which was shall be. All right, back to the article. The country's Ministry of Commerce late Monday issued a notice directing local governments to encourage people to stockpile daily necessities. Okay, now here in Babylon the Great, that's a crime. Okay, and it was there too. Now they're switching it up. What could be going on? They know what's about to jump off over there in Taiwan. Okay, letting you know the greater message. With that famine comes war. All right. It says, including vegetables, oils, and poultry, in order to meet the needs of daily life and emergencies. The agency also urged local authorities to make sure that people have an adequate supply of essentials this winter into next spring, and it told the authorities to keep prices stable, right, with hyperinflation coming. A source of anxiety in recent weeks as the cost of vegetables has surged throughout China, that's hyperinflation, because of unusually heavy rainfall that has hurt crops. China has stressed the importance of shoring up food and other daily supplies in the past, including in September ahead of a major week-long holiday period, but those statements are usually very obviously intended for local authorities to read and rarely capture the attention of everyday citizens. The inclusion of language in the statement that mentions families, though, appears to be putting people on edge. All right. The sudden warning sent shockwaves through Chinese social media on Tuesday as many people speculated about the Commerce Ministry's rationale. This is going to cause panic buying. The food is going to disappear off the shelf. If people are smart right now, what are they doing? They're taking this and running with it. They're going down to stock up here too. They know that what's going on in Australia is coming here. They know that what is going on in China is coming here. Not just the famine, lockdowns, taking children, all right? Draconian measures. The government didn't even tell us to stock goods when DVOC outbreak erupted in early 2020, wrote one Weibo user responding to the news. Another speculated that authorities were reminding people that they might not be able to afford vegetables this winter. So strong was the reaction that some within Chinese state media sought to quell concerns. Hugh Zijin, the editor of the Global Times, a state-run tabloid, dismissed suggestions that the notice could be connected with rising tensions between Beijing and Taipei. All right, China, and Beijing is the capital of China, I believe, and Taipei would be capital of Taiwan. China considers Taiwan an inseparable part of its territory, even though the Chinese Communist Party has never ruled the self-governing island. Okay, so here's what's really going on. This is about war. All right, get you some food. We're about to go to war. Anything could happen. Okay. The state-owned Economic Daily, meanwhile, wrote Tuesday that authorities were attempting to remind families to prepare in case of temporary lockdowns caused by DVOC 19. Huh. You see this perfect storm coming? And this is early warning for us, for Babylon the Great. All right? And for the men of the Lord is confirmation that we have been hastening the day. All right, because we're going to eat. All right. Doesn't mean not to put some things away, but ultimately, this thing is coming to a quick end. All right. And the state broadcaster CCTV said that the portion of the announcement calling on families to stock up on necessities had been overrated. Right. They're trying to tamp it down a little bit. It also released an interview with Zhu Xiaoliang, a commerce ministry official who said that daily supplies for people are sufficient and can be fully guaranteed. Zhu added that the announcement was intended for local authorities. No, it's not. China's maintained a stringent zero DVOC policy even as countries around the world gradually open up and learn to live with that CV. The world's second largest economy is resolute on completely eradicating the V within its borders and has implemented tough restrictions to stop outbreaks, including stopping high-speed trains and quarantining passengers and changing traffic lights to red to discourage traffic in one county where a single case was reported. Wow. China's strict measures even went viral over the weekend after a single case of CV sent Shanghai Disneyland into a snap lockdown. That's child trafficking in China right there. Into a snap lockdown. Crowds in one video were shown lining up in front of makeshift testing sites as health workers in full personal protective equipment looked on. Wow. Nationwide efforts to curb CV cases may be contributing in part to the rising cost of food, according to Wang Hongkun, an official with the Beijing Municipal Commerce Bureau. He said last week at a press conference that the cost of transiting across regions could rise because of strict containment measures. A man shall desire to go into a city. All right? Wow. Wang added that prices of some vegetables in the nation's capital had soared 50% or more in October. That's hyperinflation. But there are other factors contributing to the rise. A widespread coal shortages of energy has made greenhouse farming more expensive by pushing up the cost of heating and power, and extreme weather has damaged crops in major agricultural provinces. The Commerce Ministry on Monday urged local authorities to prepare for winter by signing long-term contracts with suppliers of agricultural products as well as buying vegetables that are storable. Beijing has taken other recent measures that appear to target food security. On Monday, the government unveiled an action plan encouraging people not to order food more than they need and to report restaurants that waste food. They're snitching on each other. All right. A measure similar to a campaign spearheaded by President Xi Jinping last year when the CV pandemic and extreme flooding threatened food supply chains. All right. And in April, China passed a law that allows restaurants to charge diners an extra fee for leaving excessive leftovers on their plates. Wow. Dystopia. All right. The law also penalizes people who make or share videos about binge eating with fines up to 100,000 yuan, 15 G's. All right, so hey, you know that this is what is coming. And the power outages, all right? So let's go ahead and get some couple of precepts. We'll go ahead and end it. It's just a warning. Hey, right there, this is coming. And with that, you know what comes with that. All right. Let's get Luke 21. This is Luke 21:11. Start at 10. And then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. We see that right now. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines, and pestilences. They're talking about CV. And fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. Okay? Well, we're in that time. Let's read 7 real quick. And they ask him, saying, Master, but when shall these things be? And what sign will there be when these things shall come to pass? Talk about time. Okay? What time are we in? Let's go to Matthew and read basically the same thing. Because I believe it uses time, so that's what I'm looking for. When shall these things be? Okay, so Matthew 24:3, and as he sat up on the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us when deals with time. When shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? All right. 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. That's reports. They're just talking about Taipei and Beijing, or China and Taiwan. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation. All right, we're seeing that. And kingdom against kingdom. That's China against the U.S., who's claiming Taiwan to be an ally. And there shall be famines and pestilences, CV, DVOC, and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows, all right? The famine of the word is coming, all right? Here's another famine. This is Revelation 6. Revelation 6 and 8. Start right here at 7. And when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast say, Come and see. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death. We know who is as Death. And hell followed with him, and power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with the sword and with hunger. There's your famine right there. And with death and with the beasts of the earth. Okay, so Esau, the Most High's sword, okay, who is as death, is doing his thing. All right. Let's get Psalm. Let's get Psalm real quick. Now let's go to Apocrypha. Let's get 15 here, because it went into how you're not going to be able to travel from one place to another. Ooh. Start right here, 15. Second Ezra 15 and 15. For the sword, start at 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. One people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, in the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread. There's your famine, and for great tribulation. All right, so, but we all know that in the time of famine, Most High is going to keep us. So let's get Psalm real quick. We'll go ahead and close it. This is Psalm 33. So fear not. Fear none of those things. 33 and 19. Start at 18. Behold, the eye of the Lord is upon them that fear him, upon them that hope in his mercy, to deliver their soul from death. That's he who is as death, and to keep them alive in famine. All right? This is Job 5. So there is good news for the hopeful elect, or the elect of Israel. Come on now. We got Satan over here fighting the word. Come on, Satan. Well, that may be it, since this thing doesn't want to act right. Here we go. Job 5 and 20. In famine, he shall redeem thee from death. From who? And in war from the power of the sword. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh forth. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh. Neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. All right? So there you have it. China is hoarding or stocking up, all right? Because it's getting tough out here. The draconian measures, the war is coming, all right? The perfect storm, all right? That's the Most High. All right, so with that, we hope that the elect were edified. And with that, we're going to say Shabbat.